Hello and welcome. This is rooflemonger, and this is my final tier list of Season 2 Dragon Ball FighterZ. So if you're not already aware, hey, Season 2 is wrapping up here. We got Season 3 on the way, not too far from now. In about 2-3 weeks, I don't know, I'm not doing the math on this right now, but 2-3 weeks, whatever time is, we will have the Dragon Ball FighterZ World Tour Finals. We will have, Ultra Instinct Goku. Hey, that was just announced, right? So all that fun stuff. So a note first about the tier list before I go to anything else, before I give you the timestamp. One, tier lists are opinion-based things. If you do not necessarily agree with everything I put on my tier list, that's fantastic. Good for you. Not everyone's going to agree with every tier list. So first and foremost on that matter, don't freak out, please. It's okay to disagree. Secondly, I will not be doing an ordered list. If I think someone is particularly that much stronger than another character, hey, they'd be in a different tier. So this is not an ordered list other than the tiers themselves, which go from S rank, which is the best of the best of the best, to poopy from a butt, which is, well, I think that's kind of self-explanatory. So, hey, check out this timestamp if you want to see the completed finished tier list. It'll be all done, all that kind of stuff. The rest of this video is just me discussing the tier placements, and let's go from there. So the tier list, we have it here. We got a bunch of different ranks here. And hey, with any tier list, just start at the start here. Let's start with some of the least surprising choices of the tier list here. And that is our top tier. So let's get some Kid Buu in here. Let's get some GT Goku. Where is that little rat boy? There he is. And let's get some Teen Gohan. And Teen Gohan is over here. So he will be going up here, up here, up here. And to me right here, this is done. This is S tier. Some people kind of jokingly, or maybe not so jokingly, refer to these three as the daycare top tier, as in, because hey, they're all kids, right? These guys are overwhelmingly, in my opinion, the best characters in Dragon Ball FighterZ. So hey, let's talk about it. Well, actually, let's not talk about it. Because GT Goku, what needs to be said at this point? He has run roughshod over this game since day one. The day he came out, this wasn't one of those deals where a character, we slowly figure him out, and a character we thought was weak early on, talk about in a second here, everyone changes their mind, then they get better and all that kind of stuff. No, he was top dog from day one, right? And he just crapped on everyone since he came out. He's overwhelmingly amazing in every aspect of the game. He's got some of the best Oki in the game when they nerfed Oki for everyone else in Season 2 with the level 3 Spirit Bomb. And what needs to be said? He's the best. And that's why he's here along with his other compatriots who are also the best. Kid Buu. Spoiler for the Season 3 tier list whenever they happen. He's still going to be up here because he has proven himself time and again that he is nerf resistant. You can cut away whatever you want out of Kid Buu. We'll just move on to the next thing. We'll figure out something else and he'll just be that good again, right? So no matter how many nerfs this character gets, he's still top tier no matter what, because like, what isn't he good at? That's one of those things. These two characters specifically, Kid Buu and GT Goku, what are they not good at? And the answer is nothing. They're good at every aspect of the game. His stupid King Kong normals, the amount of screen control he has, Mystic Ball's still so good, pressure, 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 all that kind of stuff. Yo, he's amazing at everything. And then we get to Teen Gohan. So Teen Gohan, at the start of Season 2, most Teen Gohan players said Teen Gohan dead. And they put him like down here because they didn't like the change. And hey, as we, slowly learn over time, hey, Teen Gohan, some people now refer to him as better Bardock. Because it's just pressure, 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 never ending. It's never your turn. He's always on you. It's like when a bulldog bites onto you, it latches on you, ain't ever getting him on. Or rather getting him off. But yeah, Teen Gohan is a friggin' blender, to say the least. He's part of the reason why Bardock has fallen off in popularity a bit. Not a ton, a bit. Because, once again, hey, better Bardock. But yeah, these three, they don't bear running into the ground too much. These are easily your best three characters in the game, in my opinion. Moving from the absolute halcyon tops to poopy from a butt. Let's pick our characters that, hey, in my opinion, they just don't work out so good. And that would be Geron, that would be Vidal, that would be Krillin, and that would be Blue Vegeta. So Geron specifically, hey, I made the whole big video on it, why Geron sucks. Geron is dire. That video will probably be linked at the end of this one, I don't know, because I already went over it in some detail, right? Needless to say, Geron just don't work so good. As for the other characters, Blue Vegeta, a perennial low tier favorite. He's always been bottom tier in my list and bottom tier in most people's lists. Not everyone, but most people's lists. And there's a good reason for it because hey, he's not very good. Stubby normals, very low screen control. His damage output isn't even that great. You can get some stuff with him, sure, but hey, so you can get some stuff with everyone, right? There's not really anything I can say in favor of Blue Vegeta other than some of his corner combos look cool, but looking cool doesn't really matter on a tier list, so yeah. Krillin, like, yo, what's there to be said, right? Same deal with Blue Vegeta, crappy normals, short range, no screen control really. He just sucks. He's a character, a lot of these characters in the bottom row I think are prime candidates for buffs and all that kind of stuff in season 3. But yeah, what hasn't been said about Krillin since the game's come out? Like, he's always been a bad character. Let's not change. And maybe, hey, maybe season 3, he's the god of season 3 and he's up here, who knows? But as for now, that's definitely not the case. And finally, with Vidal, she's a character I feel that since her inception, she kind of like, people were like really high on her at first, like, wow, okay, she's pretty good. She's pretty good. And then like, well, you know, she's all right. She's all right. She's not the best. She could be better, blah, blah, blah. And eventually, you know, just kind of back down here, right? On paper, a lot of her stuff is really cool. And there's some other characters that'll be lower tier. I'll talk about that too. On paper, their stuff is cool. But in reality, it's just not all that great and all that effective. There's nothing you can really get out of her. You can't get better in someone else. And it's just one of those deals of basically, in the end, why pick Vidal? Like, unless she's a character you like, then hey, absolutely pick who you like. I've always been a proponent of that. But in the end, just like a lot of these bottom tier characters, why pick them? Now, just to get out of the way here, we're going to go to C tier. And who are we putting in C tier? Well, we are putting Android 16 in C tier. Back in the day, it used to be the joke, right? I'd make the tier list, and obviously 16 was a very strong character, and I put him down, and everyone's like, oh, what are you doing? Why you put him down? And eventually I put him up where he belonged, right? Now I'm putting him down here for real, which kind of messed up and kind of sucks, because he's still my most played character of all time in this game. Season 2 really cut the legs out of 16. On top of the usual big boy stuff that sucks, and we all know with the death, all the fuzzies and all that kind of crap, right? One of the biggest things is, like, he basically gains the least amount of meter. They totally crippled his meter gain. Meter is what makes this game go. No matter what team you play, meter is the most essential part of that team, right? Meter is the special sauce that makes everything work, and he barely builds it anymore. So on top of the myriad of other things they took away from him, 16 just sucks. You know, it's my sincere hope that season 3 is the season of the big characters. I've been on that train for quite some time. And I hope maybe 16 leads the front of that. I don't know, right? But as it stands, 16 used to be the joke. I put him down here all the time, and this time, hey, I'm doing it for real. Okay, let's go back up the tiers here a bit here. So we have our established S tier, in my opinion. And who else is S tier? Well, nobody, but who is A+ tier? So not quite S tier, but, you know, hey, not too far off. So the first candidate I got to put here is the old workhorse himself. Ain't nobody did more 1 versus 3 comebacks in the history of this game. Ain't nobody more proof in this game that you don't need that low hitting 2L everyone always freaks out about. Yes, it's very good, I know. But hey, he's got no low hitting 2L. He's got no mix-ups. And yo, Super Saiyan Goku is the absolute workhorse of this game, and he will always carry all the weight that's slacked by everyone else in your team. He is the most reliable character in the history of this game, and Season 3 coming up too. I expect that to change not one bit. In fact, I don't even expect a balance change for him, other than universal stuff, right? He is a poster boy for the game, and hey, as well he should be. He's freaking Goku, right? But yeah, Super Saiyan Goku is old, reliable himself, and easily earns A+. Now, speaking of A+, now this one here, what a journey we've been on. I've been playing Broly since he's come out. And back when he came out, I would absolutely put Broly down here. And he's gotten better thanks to tech, yes, but also patches. Because he had a lot of issues back in the day when he first came out. Like stuff like, if you vanish into his armor, it doesn't break the armor, and you land, and he still finishes the animation, and then you get a full combo. And that was crazy, and just mirrored to bugs and like weird hitbox and all that. But at this point here, other than the obvious, yes, he's big, all those problems, I know. But yeah, Broly's pretty good. I think he has some of, if not the best neutral in the game. As in, no one's in each other's face and you're both flitting around. Best ki blast in the game by a mile. Difficult to jump on for a variety of reasons. Being, giant down H or TK grab, there you go. Giant buttons, armor out the wazoo, high damage, is a character that can do a level 3 into a level 1 without scaling. Command grabs, good command grabs too. And just, yeah, he's a very fully realized character at this point. So come Season 3, if he doesn't get nerfed and they fix fuzzies and all that kind of stuff and all the usual anti-big stuff, well, I don't know. He might edge in. It would take these guys getting a little bit of a nerf too to edge in on that territory. But yeah, what a journey. Like I said, playing him from day one, and he's definitely been climbing the ranks. So speaking of some other very strong A tier characters, yo, our boy Bardock, hey. And of course, can't have one blender without another, so let's put adult Gohan in here as well. So Bardock, he's fallen a little bit. And of course, fallen, like A+ tier, like fallen, right? That's still amazing. It's still super strong. But he's definitely fallen off in popularity a bit. I think the rise of Teen Gohan is a big part of that, because once again, better Bardock, right? But Bardock's still Bardock's. It's one of those characters, I don't know what I could say at this point. We all know. He's Bardock, right? And adult Gohan, always been a blender, always been an incredibly strong character. That's probably not going away in Season 3 as well. Just, once again, another blender. Both the Gohans are blenders. He's got the fancier combos, I guess, but yeah, just incredibly strong character. He's kind of the poster boy of the universal fuzzy, because he's the easiest to set it up with, and it just works very easy with him due to his normals and stuff. But yeah, just super strong. Not much more to be said than that. So to move away from the very high ranks here for a second, let's talk about A and B. A and B are basically like high mid, lower mid, I guess, if you want to put it that way, right? And character here I want to talk about in high mid is Cooler. Hey, another character I made a video about, right? I don't think Cooler is quite as strong as, the truly overwhelmingly strong characters, right? But Cooler's got some stuff. Cooler's great screen control, great normals, good combo structure, good corner carry, good solo, doesn't need assist or anything, corner pressure, as in you can do up tech, back tech, whatever you want to do, whatever. Cooler can catch you. You don't need no assist to help that out, right? Very self-sufficient character. Yeah, and just very underrated. One of the most, if not the most underrated character in my opinion. That's why I made that original video. Cooler is a character I can see in Season 3, like really going up there, right? When the meta shifts around and he's like ignored enough that he even might get some buffs. And if he gets some buffs and, all the usual anti-big character stuff goes away and some of the topper characters get some nerfs, Cooler could be a much bigger deal and a much bigger threat. Also, speaking of A tier here, let's just go, hey, Cell, he's still good. And hey, Piccolo, he's still good. So Cell and Piccolo are two of the most fallen off the map characters, I guess, if you go put it that way. Especially Piccolo, at the end of Season 1, beginning of Season 2, Piccolo was like ascendant. Like everyone was worried the game's going to be about Piccolo and nothing else, right? Due to the snapback stuff. And while snapback stuff has evolved and mutated over time, Piccolo fell off a bit. Not to say he's not seen anymore, but he definitely has fallen off. And Cell, once again, incredibly strong, incredibly all-rounded character, mostly fallen off just due to the anti-big character bias of season 2, right? With snaps and all the snap fuzzy stuff being so prevalent, big characters as a whole just totally went down. Cell's still an incredibly strong, incredibly complete character in every facet, other than, hey, he's a bit too tall, which people don't like, so hey, he fell down. But Piccolo and Cell are two characters that are still amazingly good characters, and that's why they're where they are in the tier list. Speaking of a character people sleep on a bit here, let's find old Lord Trunks. So Trunks, I don't know, man. People act like Trunks don't exist sometimes, man. He's really good. His assist is actually a very good screen control, very good bully tool. One of the best gimmick enablers in the game because it has the lowest block stun in the game. So there's like a lot of like auto combos that have throws built into them, gimmicks you can work with, that kind of stuff, and just other various things. And he's a very solid and complete character by himself, you know? Like, I'm not going to say he has overwhelming neutral like a Kid Buu or a Broly or something, right? But he's certainly no slouch. Season 2 making shining swords and stuff, certain angles being plus, that's very cool. I don't know, his biggest crime is he just doesn't have anything that basically puts him up here, right? No one overwhelming thing to talk about, but he's downright solid, and just, yeah, people don't talk about him. But you know what, speaking of someone everyone talks about, let's get the man of the hour. Let's get number one boy here, and let's get Nappa. I still love Nappa. Nappa sucks. Season 3, come on, deliver Nappa into godhood. But yeah, it's not gonna happen. Nappa, he's cool. No one else can pull some of the stylish stuff he can pull in this game. But when we talk about like stuff like being a complete character and being able to do stuff and being an all-rounder, that is absolutely not Nappa, because he's not a complete character and he's definitely not an all-rounder. You know, there's some cyber traps that are cool. Stand H is really neat. It's one of the better normals in the game. It's not enough though. Nappa creates some of the best combo videos of any character. But that doesn't matter for tiers now, does it? Oh, God. Well, one day Nappa will be higher on a tier list, but that day ain't today. It's just so fundamentally flawed. Perhaps the single most assist-dependent character in the game. And I can only hope one day with Season 3, Nappa gets what he deserves. And while we are on Nappa, let's add to the cadre of the people who deserve better. So people who deserve better are absolutely Ginyu, they are absolutely Beerus, and they are absolutely Janemba. Ginyu, I've said it a million times before, I'll say it a million times again. When Ginyu works, when things are working on Ginyu's side and the momentum's on your side, Ginyu feels like this when things are in his favor. But the second things don't work exactly his way, everything crumbles, and yo. Ginyu is the most momentum-based character in the game, in my opinion. And when you're riding that roller coaster high, man, it feels good. It feels good. Everything, the screen's exploding, Jason Bird are everywhere, all those paralyzing fools and all that kind of stuff. But when things aren't going your way, he's got some all right normals, I guess. And like, not really much else besides that. So he's the most feast or famine character in the game. And the thing is, you can't rely on always being on that high. And when that happens, yo, Ginyu down here. And as for Beerus, once again, he's one of those characters, what more can be said? He's been buffed a lot every patch, and I almost wonder if he is the kind of archetype or how his stuff works. I don't know if he could ever truly be a great character other than just tweaking the numbers to the point where they explode. Because his moveset's just so weird. It's just so not what like every other character in the game is. And not in one of those good ways where like you're kind of an alien style character and yet you manage to break the mold and, you know, do your own thing like Broly, right? Beerus, you just don't got it. I know some people are fantastic Beerus players, and all the more power to them. Stick with them. Hopefully Season 3 gives you what you want. But as it stands, Beerus, not too much to say. Janemba as well is another character of more on paper very strong. There's a lot of gimmicks and like little tech traps and all that kind of stuff for him that he has, but in the end nothing. And just when it comes to like, you know, just plain old neutral faffing around, all that kind of stuff, not much to say. Like, it don't work so good for him. When you already have the stuff working in your favor and you get your weird snap mix, or you call Kid Buu assist and use some like weird left to right teleport shenanigans, that's all cool and good. But just the day-to-day stuff you gotta do in this game, he just doesn't do it like other good characters do. He is one of those characters, like I said, you don't need the low-hitting 2L, right? That's what we talked about for Super Saiyan Goku. But he is one of those characters that absolutely could use it. That would actually be a giant buff for him. Will he get it? I don't know, right? Maybe, maybe not. You know, Nappa got additional low-hitting moves before in a patch, so it's not to say it can never happen. But Janemba is definitely a character that can benefit more than most from it. But as it stands, just another character that's in need of help. Okay, so enough of that depressing talk here. Let's talk a bit of a success story. Let's talk base Goku. So base Goku used to be down here most tier lists, right? And this was a season where Lord Wawa definitely opened a lot of people's eyes, and then all of a sudden this tech started flowing. And I think he's a downright solid character now. I don't think he's quite up here, because I don't think he's on the tier of like a Bardock or, you know, a Super Saiyan Goku or Broly. But he's definitely, considering where we as a community used to put him, generally speaking, where he was like down in the dumps, yeah, he's definitely climbed. It's one of those cases where, hey, you know, general opinion was pretty bad, and it took that one person to open everybody's eyes, and hey, here he is. So base Goku's a pretty complete character. He can do a lot of fun stuff. He's not quite as brain dead and belligerent as some other people, and he just, you know, like, you know, it's hard to compare Goku's to Super Saiyan Goku because he's just so good at everything. Like, a team of 3 Super Saiyan Gokus would be one hell of a team, right? Maybe not team of 3 Kid Gokus, GT Gokus, but whatever, you get what I mean, right? It's just, being a Goku, he's got all the solid normals that a Goku has, and he just, you know, hey, Spirit Bomb's really good. A lot of people have been really finding a lot of use for that assist. His assist is really good. It's one of those characters, like, you know, I don't really mention for a lot of these characters here the assist, but his assist allows for a lot of stuff. Like, it allows for like certain corner style combos mid-screen, very high block stun, which is a very good thing. Hits both sides too. A lot of people don't talk about that, right? So if you got a fool vanishing on you, then he'll hit you in the back too, just the same. It's not a big deal. But all around, he's definitely one of the bigger success stories of season 2 and has climbed the ranks. So we have not even touched B tier yet, so let's get to it. And for B tier is your solid average tier in my opinion, so let's put in some downright solidly average characters. So hey, Tien, sadly almost the king of average in this game. Oh my god, Tien, probably one of the characters hurt more by the double super nerf in season 2, because, you know, Tien had the shotgun, right? Other than that, like, he's solid. I can't really fault him for nothing. It's just, you know, it's one of those deals. He's profoundly average. You know, he doesn't got any sass to really bring him up here. He's certainly not bad. He's just the end. So another character here to add to average tier, B tier, well, Dragon Ball Super Broly. So I feel like they played it incredibly safe with this character. Dragon Ball Super Broly is not as strong as I thought he would have been. Once again, I don't think he's bad at all, right? But just a lot of little faults. You know, the grab situation for being a grappler is not amazing. The fact that he struggles to do combos solo, as an ending combos. Like, if you end with the dunk here, since it's air tech okay, they can also forward tech out. Like, forward tech's the worst thing you want in the corner by yourself, you know. So you always need an assist, so assist dependent is always a thing. And hey, there are great characters that are assist dependent. Like, yo, Broly, in my opinion, has always been a heavily assist dependent character, but his strengths compared to his negatives are overwhelming, right? Versus Dragon Ball Super's Broly's strengths, I don't find are as overwhelming. He's got a lot of good little things working for him, you know, like, hey, stand M's really long range, that's cool. He does have an armored stand H, even though if it's not quite as good as Broly's or 16's even. But pound for pound, just with the strengths and the weaknesses combined, I don't really find too much special about him. Can change in the future, sure, but right now, not so much. Now, let's talk about 2 blue-haired weirdos. And I'm talking Goku Blue, as in Goku Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Goku Blue, all that fun stuff, and Gogeta. So I do think these characters are both quite strong. Goku Blue, I've been saying this since season 1. I think Goku Blue, after he finally got some patches that made him work, Goku Blue's been one of the more slept on characters in the game. He can do a lot of stuff. You know, he's got the command grabs. There's a lot of gimmicks with the instant transmission kick, like a lot. Just general good flow, general good pressure. Got the Goku normals where it counts. Good range, good air to air. He's just solidly good with a lot of things. He's got a level 5, which is always very handy. Just once again, I think he's just very slept on. Because he's certainly not very popular, you know, especially compared to some of his compatriots. And he can do some real stuff. And hey, well, speaking of doing some real stuff, Gogeta. So Gogeta, hey, he's tall, all the problems of being tall, yes, I know, whatever. We're done with that. We talked about it a million times. But he's really good. He's got so much going for him. Yes, the low situation is not as ideal as it could be, but his screen presence is amazing. He's got amazing range on stuff. His down M's really good. Like, it's a really good check when a lot of people don't give it the respect it deserves. His command grab, because yes, it is a command grab, because you can't even armor through it, right? As unblockable. That's really good, man. It catches people sleeping. And there's so many ways to set it up, right? Or you can just go into the usual pressure. His instant air M, the 3 hits, all 3 hits are true overheads. Used to be that way for Go tanks. And they nerfed that, but Gogeta still has it, so that's really cool. And he's just got one hell of a toolbox. He's just really, I think he's good, man. Once again, not quite breaking into the upper echelon here, but a lot of people don't seem to give him too much respect. And I just think he's really strong. Now, hey, let's go back to B tier here. Let's fill out some more decidedly fun average folks here. You know, it's honest living. That's what they do. And let's talk some Goku Black, and let's talk some Yamcha here. So Yamcha, hey, we all know Yamcha is one of the better assists. Absolutely. Yay, everyone loves Yamcha assists. You know, people besides the Yamcha assists, hey, Wolfang Fist EX left right gimmick. That's cool, I guess. But you know, you've always picked Yamcha on the basis of the assist first and his character strength second, right? And with that, Yamcha is definitely fallen in season 2. Season 1, especially near the end of season 1, Yamcha was rotten everywhere, and his usage has definitely plummeted in season 2. Now, a big part of that obviously is the rise of the rats, because let's have another beam assist. That's a really good beam assist, right? But other than that, you know, Yamcha's solid enough, right? You've got the good assist. You got a serviceable anchor if you want to get really gimmicky with it. And hey, you can pull back his 1 versus 3 too, right? But other than that, that's all it really is to say. And Goku Black. So Goku Black, a lot of people write him off as like just a bad character, and I don't agree with that one bit. I never have. His only crime is not being as good as his counterpart, right? And you know what? Most of the characters in the game are not as good as Super Saiyan Goku, so that's not something you should really levy at someone, because almost everyone falls short of that bar, right? Almost everyone falls short of that bar. He's good-ish, like not great, but you know, good normals, good screen control. He's got a beam assist. Everyone loves the beam assist, right? Dive kicks, and they can lead to all weird assist gimmicks in and of themselves here. An unblockable move. You know, there's stuff that works. No low hitting 2L, I guess, right? But, you know, hey, neither this guy, and look where he is. He's solid. It's just the only crime is nothing really sticks out exceptionally so, right? And who knows, season 3 can change things up. Back when the game first launched, I remember he was easily the most popular character in the game. And going by the stats video we did earlier, a week ago or what? I don't even know the time anymore, right? But the stats video, hey, still very popular online at the very least, right? But yeah, he's not bad. It's just he doesn't have the extra sass that makes the great characters great. All right, we're starting to work our way through here. We're getting most of the way through the list here, as you can see. So let's get these 2 chuckleheads where they belong. So Vegetas, get over here. Super Saiyan Vegeta and Base Vegeta. Super Saiyan Vegeta absolutely belongs in the A+ tier because, yo, he's Super Saiyan Vegeta. Still one of the best assists in the game, just everyone forgets because rats and beams, right? But yeah, still one of the best assists in the game. Still one of the best anchors in the game. His general suite of moves is all you need for a good anchor position. He's still very capable of 1v3 comebacks. Got some of the better key blasts, especially for baiting stuff, because he has the invincible DP. You know, the old classic, just toss, toss, toss. Eventually get someone mad homing. Okay, here comes light DP spark, you're dead, all the kind of stuff. That's really good and remains good to this day. Base Vegeta, also incredibly strong, oppressive character. A lot of great offensive options. One of the best basic key blasts in the game. You know, Broly's still king, sure, but his jump basic key blast, if you want to just instant air dash with it and just abuse it, man, it's so good. It's one of those things people don't talk about, like that one aspect of the character, because it's one of the best aspects of the character, because you just bully with it, 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 and just over and over and over. And because you recover so quick because of the instant air dash when you land, the second they are sick of it and try to homing dash through it, boom, down heavy, let's go, right? So on top of this, the other amount of buzzsaw and blender stuff he has, the pressure, man, he's really good. That's really all I can say. The only thing I can knock for him, and it's not even that big of a knock, is, you know, hey, the level 3 pressure got nerfed come the season 2 patch and all that kind of stuff, but it's still fine, you know, ain't the best of the best of the best, but yeah. These two Vegetas are absolutely some of the best characters in the game, unlike this Vegeta, who is not. So going back to B tier here, let's get two people that hopefully maybe in line for buffs in season 3. Two people that only need a little bit more to do a lot of damage, and that's Majin Buu, and that is Lord Frieza. So Frieza's always been on the cusp, man. Like, just so many little things. Like, hey, let the assist track, or at the very least, always make it the close version so it's consistent, right? Then all of a sudden, Frieza becomes a much stronger assist character. We got pizza loops and pizza pressure, all that kind of stuff. The discs I'm talking about. And there's a lot of good stuff with Frieza, but Frieza always just seemed to be just missing that little bit of spice. Like, Frieza's a character that just needs that little bit extra buff and then just shoots up a whole nother tier. But as it stands where it is, Frieza, I don't think has it just quite yet. Same thing, Majin Buu. So Majin Buu, by the end of season 1, Majin Buu took a turn from, like, when we started the game and all that kind of stuff, and like creeping up, and like, oh man, he's got some stuff. Hey, he's got some stuff. And then season 2 came and like ruined some of his best stuff and just made it not as good. And here we are. So hey, certainly not bad. Got some great normals, some of the best normals in the games people don't really talk about, right? Like his jump M's just a huge, horrific hitbox that can lead to, like, you know, fuzzy setups by himself without any of the usual rigmarole, right? And he's got stuff. It's just, it takes you building a whole team to maximize them, to really make the stuff shine at the forefront, versus just, you know, hey, I can just be myself. I don't need anybody else. I just work by myself, you know, like that kind of stuff. You don't need a whole team built around the better characters, versus if you want to make Majin Buu look like the best Majin Buu he can be, then you need 2 assists to make him look like a star, and he can't really shine on his own, right? So once again, solid enough, got good normals too, just a little bit of buffs. He can do some damage for sure in season 3, but as of where he stands right now, in my personal opinion, just he's a mid-tier character. And now, as we're getting closer to ending out the list here, let's just put it all on the table here. So first up here, Android 18. I think 18, solid character. Her biggest thing holding her back is she's got good pressure, she's got good mix-ups and all that fun stuff. But, you know, she's a little stubby in the end, and she's just, honestly, just not as overwhelming as the characters that are higher on the tier list, right? So that's her only crime, is there's better characters, right? If you want a pressure mix-up character, you know, why aren't you playing Teen Gohan instead of 18, right? Like, that's just the thing. Why aren't you picking the better character? Now, obviously, hey, if you like the character, you like the character. That's really good. And maybe Gohan's already on your team, right? You just need a second. But yeah, that's the big thing. It's just no real knock against her. She's very good at what she wants to do. It's just there are more complete packages out there. Now, since we talked about 18, let's talk about 17. So 17, in my opinion, he is a lower tier character. Once again, this is an opinion-based thing. I know for some people, he's like really up or down the list, right? It's just one of those things where, you know, what do you value in a fighting game? And to me, just the way he works, once again, you find it so much better than anyone else. If you want your mix-up and your pressure, you know, 18's a lot better than him, in my opinion. Obviously, and there's better characters than her, too. It's just, I feel like his moveset was kind of poorly thought out when he was originally made. Season 2 also put a little bit of a damper on the moveset as well, and some people who were 17 mains, even through Season 1, dropped them in Season 2. And just the issue is, I just find his movesets aimless. You know, like ideally he's supposed to be, you know, the mix-up monster, but in a lot of ways in reality it doesn't quite work out that way. And if you want to mix people up, there's better mix-ups than his canned stuff. And, you know, you don't have to worry about a lot of the inherent flaws of it as well. He's interesting in that, you know, hey, he can do a lot of things a lot of other characters can't, especially with his very unique assist, right? But other than that, I don't know. Some people might say I should put him higher, you know, but whatever. It's opinion base, my tier list, so he is where he is. And as for the last of our 5 characters we have below here, well, in my opinion, the final 5 of the characters are all just straight into B tier. So once again, nothing inherently wrong with them. They are solid enough. Their only real flaws is, hey, there's better characters, and you know, we got to deal with that, right? Vegeto, downright solid, good meter gain, good screen control-ish, just nothing I can really say it's really overwhelming except for Jump S, which has always been very good. Obviously, one of the more popular characters in the game too as well. Nothing against him, just is where he is. Hit. Or someone like Hit. Hey, Hit's a really weird character. And hey, weird's not a bad thing either, right? But he's definitely very dependent on having 2 characters backing him up to make things go. Hit is not an independent character at all, despite, you know, how the show works, which is, I guess, a direct clash. He is very dependent on assists, one of the more dependent on assist characters in the game to just make anything work. And with that, when there's no assists on Doc, Hit's a really weak character, and to be a stronger character, you can't do that. Now, he's got some good stuff. He's got a lot of crazy mix-ups, a lot of weird left-right stuff that to this day I still get fooled by all the time, right? But hey. And Go Tanks, he's still solid. Like, I don't know if there's much discussion needed on this. Still solid enough, but he's definitely fallen from grace because he's eaten some big old nerfs. Zamasu, once again, all right character. Can't say too much. When everything's working his way, another momentum-based character like Ginyu, maybe not to the same extent as Ginyu, but when everything's working his way, it's awesome, it's great. But when it's not, it's not. He's got solid control of the screen-ish, but nothing overwhelming. All right buttons-ish, but nothing overwhelming. You know, he's just all right. And 21, once again, this is a character I think as well. Tall character, all the usual problems, la la la, fall from grace, all that kind of stuff. She's definitely better in Season 2 on a lot of regards. And I feel she's a character, one of the characters that might be the most like breakout stars of Season 3, potentially, depending where things go. But once again, just a decidedly average character. And hey, there you have it. So that is my tier list, and my final tier list of Season 2 as it stands for Dragon Ball FighterZ. As always, feel more than free to disagree or agree. That'd be nice. Agreeing is cool. I like it. With the tier list as it stands, it's opinion based. There's always going to be some things, you know, hey, you're crazy for putting Cooler this high. Hey, you're crazy for putting Ginyu this low. All that kind of stuff. Let me have it. But yeah, that's as it stands right now for Dragon Ball FighterZ. Hopefully, come Season 3, because here the real story of tiers in Dragon Ball FighterZ in Season 2, honestly, this is the real story in the end, right? I don't feel we had as truly overwhelmingly dominant stuff in Season 1. Like, yeah, we had the rise of Cell, and we definitely underestimated how strong Kid Buu was in Season 1, and to an extent as well, 16. But GT Goku's just been in our face since the day he came out, and the one patch a year thing definitely doesn't help with that, because at least when Cell was a threat, hey, there was balance patches. When 16 was a threat, hey, there was balance patches, all that kind of stuff. The stuff shifted a bit, right? And Season 2, we've seen the rise of a couple characters, yeah, but like Dawn, the arrival of GT Goku, stuff got a little stagnant. I think that's really the story of Season 2 as it stands. Season 3, what's to come, who knows? I want to see the rise of the big characters. I want to see people complaining about how strong Nappa is, complaining about Cooler, all that kind of fun stuff. Will it happen? Hey, I don't know. I don't know, right? We'll see, I guess. But yeah, that is it where it stands. Agree or disagree? Hey, it's all good by me. But that is my tier list where it stands for Season 2 Dragon Ball FighterZ. And I guess, hey, that is the end of this video. So for those of you who follow along to this point, thank you very much. I'm happy my voice has held up a bit because I've been deathly ill for basically a week up to this point, and I still am a bit, but at least I can talk right now, so that's what matters. But I guess also now, hey, this is the end of the video. So thank you very much for watching. Hope this video has found you well. Go and play some Dragon Ball.